All right, here we are. And welcome to everyone listening to us in the future and to those trickling in live. Welcome once again to our bi-weekly presentation of the Travis Association for the Blind's untitled webinar series, actually. And thank you so much for joining us to everyone today, here live tonight on this very lovely evening, and to anyone checking us out on the archives, which, by the way, have been updated to the last webinar presentation that we did, which I believe was webinar 24. This is webinar 25. And in this webinar, we will be concluding the second half of the Outlook, Office Outlook presentation that has followed our other two series on both Word and Excel. So the last 8 or so presentations have been a blast to do, and they are a very, very nice snapshot of the sort of classes we offer in the Travis Association for the Blind's Training and Employment Services Department. Once again, my name is Eric Cifuentes. I'm an adaptive tech instructor here at the Austin Lighthouse /TAB, accompanied by the adaptive tech instructor supervisor lead, Aaron Hoffman. Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
How are you?
Doing all right. And as I said, today we're going to be looking at the Outlook, second half of Outlook, which in this case is the calendar. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we gave a gander at the inbox and mail and the different ways to send and receive and download attachments and just browsing mail on Outlook and how efficient and productive it can be versus doing so on a website, logging onto the web browser like Google Chrome and going to gmail.com, for example. Why do that when you can just launch Outlook and everything's right there? You can filter and sort. You can send emails to whoever you want with the press of a keystroke. It's very simple. And we're going to demonstrate to you, just as the calendar on your phone is very easy to use, so is that calendar on your computer, more specifically on Outlook. The Outlook calendar is an incredibly powerful tool for productivity and day-to-day knowing what to do and building to-do lists and even scheduling events, short-term and extraordinarily long-term events. Today, we're going to sort of go over the different ways to do these things on Outlook calendar, and how to navigate a calendar and how to differentiate between the different lingos in these calendars. For example, I guess to start with, what's a meeting and what's an appointment and what's an event, because all three of these are things you will see in an Outlook calendar, which they have very slightly different definitions. So we'll go ahead and open Outlook just to kick things off.
Search box edit. OUL. Outlook app. Press right to switch preview. Enter.
So open Outlook.
Opening dash Outlook. Inbox dash Eric.Cifuentes at AustinLighthouse.org dash Outlook. List box. Connectivity to your server. Connected to Microsoft Exchange.
And we are connected, and I have no emails in my inbox. And I can, again, do insert page down to verify that I'm connected.
Items in view 0. Progress. All folders are up to date. Connectivity to your server. Connected to Microsoft Exchange. Zoomed.
All right, so I'm connected. My inbox is empty, but we're going to not bother with the inbox today because we are going to be focusing on the calendar. So as I discussed 2 weeks ago, in order to navigate to your calendar, you can do one of two things. One, you can take the long ways, which is F6ing over to that navigation bar and then right arrowing over to the calendar and pressing enter. Or you can use one of your many hotkeys in Outlook to navigate to the calendar directly. And in this case, that keystroke is Control-2. Control plus number row 2 will cycle you over to the calendar, just as Control number row 1 will take you over to the inbox or the mail tab. So we'll do Control-2 to cycle over to the calendar.
Calendar-eric.cifuentes@austinlighthouse.org-outlook. Work week view. 21 total events. 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Use arrow keys to move between times.
All
Use
right.
tab to select an event from support services. Austin Light. Slow.
So here we are in my calendar, and we are initially in the work week view, or the week view of the calendar. All right, so let's start to narrow this down, or let's start to identify how this appears and how to navigate the calendar. There are two main views in the calendar. There's the work week, or the week view. We'll call it the week view for posterity's sake, or for simplicity's sake. And then there's the month view. All right. By default, the week view is the default view that you receive in the Outlook calendar. The calendar is spread out in front of me like a big grid. And in the week view, each day is its own column. And each row is a 30-minute increment. Think of a spreadsheet. All right, for example, right now, I'll do insert tab to see where I am on the screen or on my calendar.
21 total events. 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Use arrow key.
So I am 30 minutes ahead at 7 o'clock p.m. Today's date is Tuesday, June 1st. So the calendar uses your clock and your time, your date, to put you by default. You will always be on the same day and around 30 minutes ahead of the current time. And that's because the calendar is broken up into 30-minute increments that you can arrow through. So in the week view of the calendar, each day is its own column, which means that every time you move to the left and to the right, you're moving by 24 hours. For example, if I left arrow, I will care to wager that I am at 7 p.m. but yesterday on the 31st of May. So I'm going to press the left arrow.
7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday, May 31st, 2021.
All right. And if I press right arrow twice, I will wager that I will be on Wednesday, June 2nd, similarly at 7 to 7:30.
7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021.
So once again, each day is its own column. However, I'm going to move to the left once.
7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, June 1st.
Here we are back on June 1st today. If I use the up and down arrows, I will care to wager if I move up that I will be on the 6:30 to 7 p.m. time slot.
6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021.
Boom. The cool thing about the work week is that it really just parses your day out into these increments, these blocks, these 30-minute blocks. And you can shrink this even more if you wanted to. You could tell Outlook that you want to really compartmentalize your day to 5-minute blocks if you wanted to. I think that's what the president of the United States does, actually. Their calendar is actually parsoned off into 5-minute increments. So, at 7:05, he's doing this, and at 7:10, he's doing that. I, however, am nowhere near as important as that man, or busy for that matter. So I use the standard 30-minute block increments. I could probably use 1-hour increments, but I'm fine with 30 minutes. It's a good snapshot of the day, but that's how it works. So I'm going to up arrow, just up arrow until I find midnight.
4, 3, 2, 1, 12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Tuesday, June 1st, 2021.
Now, if I up arrow from midnight,
12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 to 12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. 6 events, 2 free.
I get a snapshot of the day. So, for example, I'll down arrow.
12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m.
That's a snapshot of the 12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. time slot. If I up arrow to the topmost row,
12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 to 12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. 6 events, 2 free, 4 busy.
this gives me a snapshot of how many events I have planned for that day. So I make it a habit when I'm in the week view of the calendar to stay up here on the top row. I'm pressing up arrow and I can't go up any further because there's nothing up there. I'm on the topmost row of the calendar. If I
12 a.m. to 12.
I just pressed down arrow and I just went to the first block of 30 minutes in my day, which is 12 a.m. So
12.
Here I am back at the very top at
12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 to 12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. 6 events, 2 free, 4 busy.
So it gives me a very nice snapshot. For example, today I had 6 events I had 2 free events and 4 busy events. And what a free event is an event that maybe is no longer active, or maybe is no longer, it's no longer, it's still on your
From support
calendar,
services,
but it's not something that you need to actually involve yourself in. For example, canceled class. All right, so if I'm up here on the topmost row of the week view, I can left and right arrow to view snapshots of each individual day. For example, yesterday,
12 a.m. Monday, May 31st, 2021 to 12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. 4 events, 2 free, 2 busy.
I had 4 events, 2 which were free and 2 which were busy. Let's look at today's events and let's figure out which one of these events, which 2 of these events
12 a.m.
on today, which 4 were busy and which 2 were free. Now, when you find a date on which you want to see the events on, you can do one of 2 things. There's the extraordinary long way of down arrowing
12:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021.
until you find an hour, a time increment that has an event on it. For example, I know that today at 8 a.m. I had a class. So let's go down to the 8 a.m. hour.
1, 2, 2, 3,
I'm just down arrowing right now.
3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. 2 events, 2 busy.
There we go. I had 2 events, 2 of which were busy. That's because I had 2 classes at 8 a.m. simultaneously, keyboarding. However, this is highly inefficient, and I recommend no one ever does this ever, unless you know that there is a particular event at a particular time that you need to find for whatever reason. So we'll do it the easy way. So I'm going to go back to the top row.
12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 to 12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. 6 events, 2 free, 4 busy.
So now that I'm here at the top of the day, instead of down arrowing to the time that I want, I'm just going to press the tab key. And the tab key is going to allow me to navigate between the different events in the day in sequential order from, for example, from earliest to latest in the day. So let's just, again, from
12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 to 12 a.m.
We're going to start tabbing.
KBD all-header Pierce / Eric, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
So at 8 a.m. I had a student named Heather.
KBD all-Robert Paris / Eric, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
And again, at 8 a.m. I had another student named Robert. These are keyboarding students.
OFC and Ashley.
And then I had a student at
OFC
10
and
o'clock.
Ashley Alexander / Eric, 10 a.m. to.
And if I tab again,
cancel : KBD all-Brent.
This student was canceled. And the cool thing about this is that, you know, this is still on my calendar, but it says canceled on it. Something occurred which made us have to cancel the event. It's still on my calendar, but now that it's canceled, Outlook is telling me that it's free. I kept it on the calendar just so I could show, hey, the student was on the calendar, and now their class has been canceled, and then I can, I can bring up more documentation as to why it was canceled, and that would be something that I would be able to bring up. So again, this you can keep on a calendar just as a paper trail, or if you're not worried about the paper trail, just as a way to show what you used to have planned or what you have done in the past, or things maybe that you haven't been able to complete because of other events. So if you have something going on and you decline it halfway, or you cancel it, you can keep it on the calendar, but it will remain as canceled. So again, just tabbing through the day will allow you to cycle through the different events you have in a calendar from earliest to latest. And once you cancel something, or if you cancel something, Microsoft will give that the tag of canceled, which means it's still on the calendar, but it's free. You're not expected to attend it anymore because you already told Microsoft you're canceling that. That's why I have 2 events that are free today, and 4 of which that are busy. 4 classes that were meant to happen, and 2 classes that have been canceled because they are no longer occurring due to circumstance.
11.
All right, so we'll go back to the top here. There we
6
go.
a.m.
Oh, arrow back. Unfortunately, home and end doesn't take you to the top of the
From
calendar. So that's the week view. In the week view, I can view a very incremented demonstration of my week, of my day, by 30-minute increments. Here, I'm going to look at my days on the, or I'm going to be looking at what I'm doing short term. This is so that I can plan for the next day, or so that I can see what I have to do tomorrow. For example, if I need to look at what I'm doing tomorrow to plan something, let's say tomorrow someone calls me and they say, "Are you available tomorrow at this time?" Well, all I need to do is pull up the week view of the calendar, and I move to the one to the right,
12 a.m. Wednesday, June.
and I can look at what I'm doing tomorrow. And then I can view my events in order and let them know, hey, actually at this time I'm busy. This is a very, again, very incremented, very short-term view of the calendar, and that's the week view. All right. In the ribbon, you can change your calendar to appear much more robust in what you can view. For example, in the week view, you can essentially go as far as you want, but that's day by day. Now, if I do Alt V,
Alt V, upper ribbon, tab expanded, view tab, Alt.
and that gets me to the view tab of the ribbon, and I tab a few times.
Menu, change view submenu, current view submenu, arrangement, day button not checked. And
here I am in the arrangement group box of the view tab. Here, I can see that my week is checked. My arrangement, or the arrangement of the calendar, is set to the week view.
Work week button checked. And
well, in this case, work week. There's work week, and they are essentially the same thing. Do not worry about week and work week. They are the same thing. This is my work calendar, so I just use work week. It means nothing though. Not that. All right, but let's change it to month.
Week button not checked. Month button not checked. Control plus Alt plus 4.
And there's a shortcut for you. Control plus Alt plus 4 will change the view. You won't need to come into the calendar view tab. You can just use Control Alt 4 on the calendar. That's the hotkey. There's hotkeys all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and hit spacebar on
month button not checked.
The month button.
Space, leaving menus, leaving ribbons, month view, 84 total events, Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, 2 events, too busy.
And just off the bat, you can see that this is a much bigger and wider and long-term snapshot of my goings on. Instead of there being only 20 events in my week, there is 84 events happening for me in the month of June. Now, my calendar is giving me a much wider view of what I am planning to do and going to do this month and in upcoming months. This is as big as it gets for the calendar. You can move by immense amounts of time in here. All right, so instead of moving by 30-minute increments, you're going to be moving either by whole days, just like on the week view with the left and right arrow, or by weeks. So here we are on today.
84 total events, Wednesday, June 2nd.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday, June 1st, 2020.
Here we are on Tuesday, June 1st. If I move with the right and left arrows, I will move in sequential order by day. So right arrow will take me to tomorrow, while left arrow will take me to yesterday. Right arrow.
Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, 2 events, too busy.
Left arrow twice from Wednesday.
To Monday, May 31st, 2021, 4 events, too free, too busy.
If I down arrow once from Monday, May 31st, I predict that I will be on Monday, June 6th.
Monday, June 7th.
June 7th. I'm bad at dates.
Monday, June 7th, 2021, 4 events, 4 busy.
And if I down arrow from Monday, June 7th, I predict I'll be on Monday, June 14th.
Monday, June 14th, 20.
So instead of taking me down by 30-minute increments across a single day, up and down arrow in the month view are going to be taking me down by 7 days from the last day that I was on. So up and down will keep me on Mondays, but it will take me down the different Mondays of the year. And this will allow me to look at a date well off into the future if necessary. For example, I know on July 22nd, I have a training seminar. I could find this training seminar that's going to occur on July 22nd on the week view, but that would require me to press the right arrow a lot of times to find June 22nd, over 60 times, I believe. Here, all I need to do
Tuesday, June 15th,
is move.
Tuesday, June 22nd, Tuesday, June 29th, 67 total, 53 total events, Tuesday, July 13th, 38 total events, Tuesday, July 20th, 20.
So I moved down to Tuesday, July 30th, and now I can move to the right.
Wednesday, Thursday, July 22nd, 2021, one event, one free.
And here it is, one event and one free.
Cancel, KB.
Oh, I guess it wasn't on July 22nd, but I know I have an event someday on July 20 something. But that was not a demonstration of finding a particular event, but I easily made it to July 22nd by just pressing down arrow a few times and then right arrowing a few times. This allows me to move very quickly across wide expanses of time. Not something that I keep my calendar on because I rarely need to look at my calendar, weeks in advance or months in advance. So I normally keep my calendar in the shorter, more manageable week view, just so I can keep track of what I'm doing today, tomorrow, and during the week. But if I'm doing some scheduling for longer periods of time, I definitely come into the month view and I look way into the future to see what's going on. And just like with the week view, the tab key will take you through events. For example, let's find today.
66 Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. 82 total events. Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. 6 events, 2 free, 4 busy. 84 total.
And they gave me the same information. Today I had 6 events, 4 busy and 2 were free. Now that my date is on, or my focus is on my date of today, June 1st, I'm going to press tab.
KBD all dash Heather Pierce. KBD all dash Robert Pear.
There are my 2 first classes of the day.
OFC and dash Ashley Alex. Overflow button navigates to Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, from 12 a.m. to Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, 12 a.m.
So this is just telling me that there's an overflow. The month view of the calendar is not meant to look at every single event happening on each day. This is more of a snapshot of events to come, but I could hit enter on here and it would expand the day and I would be able to see all of the events on that day of today. By default, I'm only going to be able to tab through the first 3, and then it's going to give me this overflow button with JAWS. At least visually, I'm not entirely sure how it appears, but with JAWS, you will need a tab. After 3 times, you will be giving this overflow button, which will allow you to expand the day further and then view all of the events you have planned on that day. But that's essentially the difference between the 2 calendars. Now, Aaron, my colleague, he uses a really cool feature that I should really get into the habit of using, and that's the to-do list. So I'll let him take it away and just give you a brief overview of how he uses a to-do list and how it can be effectively used to manage productivity. So I'll let you talk about that for a sec, Aaron.
Thank you, Eric. To-do lists are very helpful if you are planning an activity and you need to structure your day more so than just putting it on the calendar. If you have an activity that you need to, for example, send to your boss or have proof that it's complete, you can use a to-do list to schedule it. And you can set up a to-do for a item by marking it in your inbox. For example, when you are in your inbox, you can select one of your messages and mark it for what's called follow-up. And follow-up means when you find an item, you can give yourself a deadline to complete it. You could say today, tomorrow, next week, whatnot. And then if you find your corresponding day in the calendar, if you go to your work day view, your work week view or your week view, you can find that day and you can use the F6 key to change panes. And you'll move from the calendar pane to the to-do pane. And visually that's on the bottom third of the screen. And this will show you a list of all of your to-dos or things you need to follow up on for the day. For example, I would have something, let's say 700 to check on schedules. So I would have that in my to-do list, and then I would go to that to-do list and I would use the application key to mark it as complete. And that would show that I had scheduled something, when it started, when I completed it. So it gave me a time frame of how long it took to do it, when I scheduled it, what day I scheduled it for, and then when I finished it. This is also very beneficial when you are using items for follow-ups. If you follow up to somebody, you can respond in that to-do, and you can send that person a status update. If someone sends you their own task list, you can have a task sent to you. For example, I'll send Eric, my employee, some names for every Thursday. We call people and get them scheduled for our assessments every Friday, plug. And what happens is I will type a name, then a phone number and whatnot, and I'll put that into, it feels like an email when you use it. And then I can send that as a to-do. I can mark a due date. And when that is due, Eric will get the email. You'll see that it's due. Oh, okay, it's Wednesday. It's due tomorrow by 3 o'clock. So when he finishes it, he will mark that task as complete. And what will happen is I will receive an email when I sent it to him, when he accepted the task, and finally, when he marked it as complete. And that means it's a very good way to mark tasks and show that, yes, I am working towards them and I've completed them. You can have status updates. For example, I'm going to change this from 20% complete to 50% complete. And then you can type in something like the date, and then I called Mrs. Smith for an assessment, but no one answered. And then you could change it to 75% complete and say, I called Mr. Boris, but he didn't want to come, or something like that. And it would show general, gradual progress in those emails. When you make a status update, it will actually send emails to everyone who's in that group. So you can have group emails and status updates for, let's say, a project or parts of a project. And these tasks are very fun to set up and to share with other people, just so you can have a sense of what's going on in your day. For example, not just big picture things of what other people are doing with you that you have to react to, but you can set smaller goals yourself for how you can react for other people, how you can help other people to, do these smaller things bit by bit, instead of it being a giant formidable day ahead of you.
Indeed. Those definitely help compartmentalize, and that's essentially the point of them, is where a calendar just tells you at what time you should do something. The to-do list sort of gives an order of events from maybe most important to least important, or vice versa. So that's essentially a good way of differentiating the two.
90.
Now, I want to show you guys the process of engaging an event, or starting an event, or setting an event in motion. And what I mean by that is I want to show you how to create an appointment or a meeting. But before we do that, let's differentiate meeting, appointment, event. I have been interchangeably using the three, mainly event, throughout this presentation. So let's look at them individually and dissect what each thing means, because they are slightly different in outlook. All right, number one is event. An event is just, really, it's just an event. It's a meeting or appointment. They're interchangeable. An event is either one of the two. To be more technical, though, an event can also be considered something that takes longer than 24 hours or longer than a workday. For example, attending a conference with your colleagues is an event. It's an all-day occurrence. However, it's free. So, for example, the event takes place all day, but you have scheduled appointments throughout that day. So in this conference, for example, we have the conference that we're attending, and there are 3 symposiums throughout the day that we want to attend. We have an overarching event that takes place all day, ergo the conference. And we have 3 individual appointments, the 3 symposiums that we need to attend on that day. So those can be used interchangeably, event. Just know though, when you say event, it can and probably is referring to an all-day occurrence of something. A meeting, maybe you're out of the office, a trip, some sort of project that you need to direct your work on that day. Meetings and appointments are much more clear and unambiguous. A meeting is something that takes place between 2 or more individuals, you and me and you. For example, a student and myself meet every day, twice a week for class. So I have a meeting with a student twice a week. And on my calendar, that's 2 meetings a week. I have appointments with myself. Appointments are something that do not involve other people directly. For example, if I have to put in my calendar that at noon, I need to write a report, that could either be an appointment or a to-do list item. To-do list, I could just drop it in my to-do list and say, I need to work on this specific report, or I need to work on reporting in general today. It has to happen. Or if I know that I'm free at a given time, I can say, all right, I'm going to parse out this bit of time today at 12 o'clock for reporting. That's an appointment. It's just me. Or for more traditional consumer calendar use, you could say, I have an appointment at 12 o'clock at the doctor's office. Sure, that's with your doctor, but it's probably just going to be something you put on your calendar. A meeting is going to be something that you and someone else accepts. A meeting gives more than one people knowledge of the event. For example, this doctor's appointment, you have it on your calendar and the doctor has it on his calendar. But I think you both would have it as appointments for each other. It's not a meeting. However, if your doctor sent you a calendar invite for a 12 o'clock appointment with him, that's a meeting because you just accepted the meeting. And by accepting that meeting, that chain or that link has been established. He has it on his calendar, he sent it to you, and now you have that same appointment on your calendar, which has now been converted into a meeting because more than one person is attending the same calendar event. All right, so that's a good way to differentiate the two. Meetings are 2 people who have accepted the same appointment. Appointments is something created by one person for that one person, you, to put on your calendar. It doesn't go to anyone else. Again, you can share appointments with a boss. You can create appointments and put them on a boss's calendar. If you're, for example, an executive assistant or a receptionist that does that sort of stuff. But we're going to keep it simple here, guys. So let's create an appointment, just an appointment for me and tomorrow. All right, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, June 2nd. And tomorrow I need to install OpenBook on a computer. And if you guys want us to do a presentation on OpenBook, well, anyways, tomorrow I want to install OpenBook on a computer. So that appointment is just me. There is no one else involved. It's just me. I know I have free time tomorrow at 1 o'clock. But I have a very bad habit of forgetting things. I could add this to my to-do list and just look at my to-do list, or I can set an appointment which will remind me 15 minutes before 1 o'clock that, hey, you better get started on that OpenBook installation. So let's set that for tomorrow. In order to get into the new appointment dialog, just like with new messages, there's a keystroke. For new messages to other people, it's Control-Shift-M. For a new appointment, it's Control-Shift-A. So let's go ahead and set our new appointment with Control-Shift-A.
Control-Shift-A, untitled-appointment, title edit, Alt+L.
All right. when you first open the new appointment menu, you're placed into the title, which is the same as the subject, except that the subject is for an email aimed at someone else. This is just for you. So the title for me would be install open book. All right.
Title edit, install open book, type in.
That's my title for my appointment tomorrow. Install open book. All right. Now let's tab to the next control.
Install open book dash appointment. Start date edit 25/25/2021.
All right. So here is a strange start date. The start date is May 25th because when I did Control Shift M, my focus was on May 25th. So again, you can put your focus on the day of the appointment that you intended to be on, and then Microsoft will do the work for you. Or in my case, you will have to arrow down. So I'm just going to arrow down and find Wednesday, June 2nd.
Start date edit wet 5/26/start date edit 26/1/ start date edit wet 6/2/2021.
There it is, Wednesday, June 2nd.
Start date edit wet 6/2/2020.
Now I'm going to tab.
Date picker.
The date picker will put you into a month view. If, for example, this is an appointment that you need to set for months from now, down arrowing here,
start date edit 26.
It's going to take
Start
forever. So you
date
would
picker.
hit enter on the date picker.
Enter desktop selected 6/2/20.
And just like with the month view of the calendar, the up and down arrow will move you by weeks, like so.
Selected 6/9/ selected 6/16/.
So go back up twice to 6/2.
Selected 6/2/2021 Wednesday. Enter install open book dash appointment start date edit wet 6 date picker.
We'll tab.
Start time edit 7 a.m.
The start time. Once again, down arrowing here will move you by 30-minute increments.
Start time edit 8 a.m. Start time edit 9 a.m. Start time edit 9:30 a.m. Visible. Start time edit 10 a.m. Start time.
Oh, let me show you something cool here. Let's go back up to
start time edit 10 a.m. This appointment conflicts with another one on your calendar.
That's pretty cool right there. I've totally forgot to mention this, but as you move through a day's time, it will tell you if that appointment would conflict with another corresponding appointment. Let's get over to 1 o'clock because I know at 1 there's no one.
Start time edit 11 a.m. This appointment. Start time edit 12 p.m. Start time edit 1 p.m.
Boom. All right. No conflict at 1 p.m. So now that I've set it to
start time edit 1 p.m. type in text.
I'm going to tab.
End date edit wet 6/2/2021.
Now, on the end date, 99% of your appointments will end on the same day that they start on. If they end on another day, chances are that your appointments are hours and hours, 24 hours long. And then that appointment is now an event, technically. So very rarely will you ever need this. So I'll leave my end date as such.
End date edit wet 6/2/.
I began on June 2nd and I will end on June 2nd.
Date picker. End time edit 1:30 p.m.
Here's the end time. By default, your end time is 30 minutes after the start time. I could extend my end time with the down arrow.
End time edit 2 p.m. Start time.
To 2 p.m. Now my appointment is 1 hour. I will let it be from 1 to 2, just in case there are other complications that come about in the installation. But I could definitely make this as long as I wanted to.
All day checkbox not checked.
And here's the all day checkbox. Is this an all day thing? No, it is not. But if you check this, it becomes an event.
Time zones checkbox not checked.
Here's time zones. Do not worry about that.
Make recurring button.
We'll look at this very briefly today. I could make this appointment recurring, which means that the appointment would become a series. One appointment is an occurrence, a one appointment occurrence. A series is a series of appointments. For example, my classes with you students are a series. A typical series of classes is 8 occurrences. I see a student twice a week for 4 weeks. That is an appointment series or a meeting series of 8. 2 classes a week for 4 weeks, 8 classes. That's 8 appointments. All right, so making an appointment recurring would cause it to become a series. That's another piece of lingo that we need to become familiar with. All right. We'll tab once more.
Location button.
Here's the location. You can enter locations on the internet,
Location edit.
or you can set your own location. This is going to be in the training lab.
TRAIIFG space LAB. Location edit training lab type.
All right, location is a training
From
lab.
supports.
And now I'll tab once more.
Location.
Oh,
Edit.
there we go. And now you heard it say edit. And now I'm in the body. Just like an email message, here's the body, and I can write as much as possible, as much as I want. Here, for example, I could write something like
STALL space OPEN space OFUTR space TAING space 6 period space enter install misspelled open book on computer training 6.
So let's just get, I can add as much detail as I want.
Enter. The serial number for open book is misspelled XXX.
Here I can just add random details and other things that help me make my job easier or give me more detail about what the appointment is supposed to be about. Now that I've successfully entered all of my details, I'm going to go ahead and save it. Just like sending an email, saving a document, Alt-S will finish the job.
Alt-S, calendar-eric.cifuentes@austinlighthouse.org-outlook, month view.
So here we are in the month view. Let's shrink this back down to the week view.
Alt-V, upper, menu, current views, arrangement, day button, not check, work week button, not, work week button, space. Leaving menus, leaving ribbons, work week view, 19 total.
Here we are back in the work week view, a smaller little view. I prefer that by default over the month view. But let's find the appointment and ensure that we put it properly, that we set it and that we can find it. All right, so let's navigate to tomorrow.
12 a.m. Wednesday, May 26th, 12 a.m. Tuesday, June 1st, 12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021 to 12 a.m. Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. 3 events, 3 busy.
So I have 3 events, 3 busy. I could down arrow to 1 o'clock, or I can just tab over to the event. So I'll tab over to the event.
KBD.
Here's KBD.
Install open book 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. Time busy. Location training lab. Organizer Eric Cifuentes, 12 of 22.
So there it is. I can hit enter to view the body of the appointment.
Enter. This appointment is next to another one on your calendar. Install open book dash appointment expires. Edit. Install misspelled open book on computer training 6. The serial number for open book is misspelled XXX.
There you go. When I hit enter on the appointment, it puts me into the body directly. And I can just make changes or do whatever I need to do. Hitting escape.
Escape. Calendar-eric.cifuentes@austinlighthouse.org-outlook. Calendar: 12 a.m. Monday, May 31st. Calendar:
It puts me back to where I used to be on the calendar. That's all. So
install open.
If I do Shift F10 on an event, I found the open book appointment that I set for tomorrow. If I do Shift F10,
menu queue, quick print.
Here I can do several things. I could
invite attendees.
Invite attendees. For example, I could invite Aaron. Hey, Aaron, come and help me install open book. But now, by inviting him to this appointment, it would become a meeting. And now it's a meeting. It's no longer an appointment. So this appointment would now be 2 people who have the same appointment on their calendar, ergo now it's a meeting.
Forward this item.
I could forward this to someone just to know, hey, this is what I'm doing tomorrow. You don't gotta be there, just know tomorrow, this is what I'm doing at the computer.
Private, mark this item.
I could make it as private, just me, no one else.
Show a sub menu, change, leaving menu, out of office buttons, busy buttons.
And here I can show it as different things like busy,
out of office buttons,
out of
free button selected, working else,
free, working elsewhere. I'm going to leave it as busy because I'll be busy in the office.
Busy button select.
But if this was something that was taking place out of the office, for example, that conference I alluded to earlier,
busy but out of office.
You would say out of office.
Escape.
All right.
Categorize sub menu, meeting notes. Use my.
You can use categories, meeting notes.
Delete this item.
And here's the other one I want to show. Here you could just go and delete the appointment.
Quick print, set, invite
and that's it. I mean, it's very, very simple.
Escape, leaving menus.
Let me show you how that's different to a meeting though. So we set our appointment for tomorrow. Now I'm going to make a test meeting with Aaron. To create a meeting, we'll use Control-Shift-Q.
Control-Shift-Q. Untitled dash meeting, title edit, alt plus.
So now instead of saying untitled appointment, it says untitled meeting. So we're going to create a test meeting. This is test meeting.
Title edit. Test meeting type.
Let's tab to the next field.
Test meeting dash meeting required edit.
Here it is, required. This is what differentiates the meeting to the appointment. The appointment does not have this required field because you're not sending this to anyone. This is just for your eyes, or the appointment was just for your eyes. This
required edit
is for multiple sets of eyes, like Aaron.
Required edit. Aaron Hoffman semicolon type
and if I tab,
optional edit.
I can send it to optional. For example, the classes that I have, if I create a class, I need to inform the student of the class, Aaron of the class. However, Aaron does not need to be at the class that I'm teaching. He just needs to be informed of the class. So the required participant would be myself and the student. And here in optional
edit,
I would put Aaron. He just needs to be informed of the appointment. And he would receive an invite to the appointment, which he would accept, but he would not need to attend it. And it would tell him that. All right, so no one will be optional here for this test meeting.
Start date edit.
And here we are back at start date. Here's just
start date edit. 6/2/2021. Date picker. Start time edit 1 p.m. End date edit. 6/2/2021. Date picker. End time edit 2 p.m.
So it's the same thing. It's a 1 o'clock appointment on Wednesday, June 2nd. It's me and Aaron.
All day checkbox not time zones checkbox not make recurring button location button location edit.
And it's the same field. It's the absolute same fields that were in my appointment, except that this is going to involve more than one person. This just has the required and optional fields because you expect other people to come and attend that appointment with you. So here, the location is extraordinarily important because how can you have a meeting if you do not set your appointments? You can also set virtual meetings for these remote days. So to set a virtual meeting using something like Teams or Zoom, you would come to the
ribbon tab expanded meeting tab,
and you would tab through the meeting tab.
Leaving menus type this upper ribbon meeting actions delete button forward split Teams meeting button.
So here, if you hit enter, it'll create a Teams meeting.
Meeting notes button menu response options.
And if you do it through Zoom, actually, you can create a Zoom meeting. Unfortunately, I can't show you that right now, but you can set a Zoom meeting through Outlook, but you have to start at Zoom. Unfortunately, you have to go to Zoom first, and then it'll open Outlook and create the Zoom meeting. It's a whole ordeal, but it's very doable. For example,
meeting notes button
here
menu
with the
Teams meeting
Teams
button
meeting.
Enter leaving menus leaving ribbons location edit room finder button.
The location is blank. I'll just put Teams and check out what happened in the body.
Room find edit blank underline Microsoft Teams meeting. Join on your computer or mobile app.
So it generated a link and a whole meeting room. So for these remote days, just by going into the ribbon and clicking on Teams, it generated this whole message with a join link that Aaron can later click to join and join me. And he would then be able to talk to me on Teams. If this was not a Teams meeting, if this was not something that he needed to join me for on Teams, then I would have to put, for example, a location like the training lab or a specific address or just something to let Aaron know where to meet me. Finally, to send him the meeting,
Microsoft Teams,
I would just do Alt S.
Alt S.
Boom. And now Aaron was just sent a meeting. Now the meeting is actually sent to your inbox. And this is the last thing I want to show you guys is when you receive a meeting request from someone,
inbox that
they come here to your inbox. Unfortunately, I have no meeting requests to show you. But when you receive a meeting request, just like when you receive any sort of invitation to any sort of functioning party, get together in physical form, you're going to receive that invitation to your mailbox first. You're not just going to be given the knowledge that something's happening. So if your doctor, if your teacher is inviting you to a meeting of some sort, it's going to show up here in your inbox. and it's going to say meeting request. It will literally say meeting request before the
Meeting
subject.
acceptance.
Oh, and here we
New
go. Aaron actually just accepted my meeting.
Group.
Let's check it out.
Meeting acceptance unread. Aaron Hoffman. Test meeting 26 /
So he accepted my meeting, and it says here, if this was a meeting request, this would say meeting request. But because this is an acceptance to a meeting that I requested of him, it says
meeting acceptance unread. Aaron Hoffman. Test meeting 26/1/2021 7:19 p.m.
There you go. If he had declined it, it would have said meeting declined. And I can hit enter here.
Enter. Expand.
And it's going to
As
open.
reminder, meeting accept. Enter.
It's going to
Good
open
evening.
the
Sounds.
meeting.
Good evening. Sounds great. I'll be there. Sounds great.
Boom. And here it is. Here's his acceptance. Here's the little blurb that he wrote. And now I know that Aaron will be there. And that's the cool thing. If this was a meeting response, or if this was a meeting invitation, you would open it to see the date and time and who's going to be there. You're not going to just accept a meeting without knowing if that meeting conflicts with some other event that you may have planned, or even if it's something that you're interested in attending. So you're not just going to tell someone, I'm going to show up, without reading the details first. So if you see a meeting request in your inbox, hit enter on it, and then just view what's in it. Just tab through it like so.
Sent : read only edit 26/1/20 from : read only edit Aaron Hoffman.
So it will tell you who sent it.
Subject read only.
The subject.
To read only when read only edit Wednesday.
And it will tell you
to read only edit
to whom it was sent and when.
Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, 1 p.m.-2 p.m. left.
When the meeting will take place.
Location edit read.
Where the meeting will take place.
Accepted read only.
And that, because it's an acceptance, but this would allow you to accept or decline the meeting. It would have an accept button or a decline button. And it's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. And once you accept the meeting,
Escape.
it would then
List box. Escape.
Show up in your calendar like so. Let's look for
6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 20.
So let's look
5,
for
12 a.m. Wednesday, June 2nd. KBD all down. Install open book. Test meeting 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. Time busy. Location Microsoft Teams meeting Teams. Organizer Eric Cifuentes, 13 of 23.
Boom. And here it is. Here's the meeting. And I know now that Aaron will be attending it because I got his acceptance. So there's no reason not to know that Aaron won't be there. Just make sure that when you are checking your inbox, you really check your inbox. Your calendar, especially when it comes to meetings and that you share with other people or accept from other people, and your calendar and your inbox needs to communicate through you. So when you accept something in your inbox, go check your email. I'm sorry, when you accept something in your inbox, go check your calendar and make sure that the meeting's there. Now, if I had declined the meeting, then it wouldn't go to my calendar. It would go to the deleted items folder and I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. So that's all there is to it.
Enter.
Here I can click on the
test meeting.
events.
Title edit test
There
meeting.
it is.
Title edit.
There's
Optional
all the
button. Alt plus P.
information.
Required edit. Aaron Hoffman. Optional edit.
All the information is in here.
Escape. Calendar.
And that's all there is to it, guys. That's the basic idea.
OFC.
Now, here,
Test meeting 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
I
Wednesday,
could
June
shift
2nd.
F10 on it,
Shift F10. Menu.
and I could cancel it
New email. Reply.
like so.
Reply all. Forward. Private. Show a sub. Categorize sub. Join Teams meeting. Meeting notes. Use. Cancel meeting. Cancel this meeting. This meeting is deleted from your calendar. Enter. Leaving menus. Test meeting.
Boom, it's gone now.
Require. Title edit. Test meeting. Alt plus
And
L.
here, I could add a new message.
Optional.
For example,
Require. Send cancel. Info bar read only edit. Send cancellation button. Alt plus enter.
cancellation. Boom.
Calendar. Work week.
Done, just like so. I shift F10 on the meeting I just sent Aaron, and I canceled it. It's really that simple, guys. It's not something that's very difficult to do. It's a matter of knowing how to navigate your calendar and just being able to track down some details. For example, the times of a meeting that was sent to you in the forms of an invitation, or the times of a meeting that you created. And you can view all of those things with just simple notifications.
Inbox. Unread. Group by unread. Aaron Hoffman. Test meeting 26. Unread. Aaron Hoffman. Test meeting 26.
And here's his
Enter.
response.
Good evening. Thanks for the heads up. Maybe next time.
There we
Blank.
go.
Escape.
So here's the whole conversation where he replied to the cancellation and thanked me for the heads
Meeting
up.
acceptance. Aaron
So
Hoffman.
here's his acceptance in the thread.
Aaron Hoffman read :
And
test
here's
meeting.
his reply to my decline or my cancellation.
Aaron Hoffman.
And it all just changed together really beautifully. So there's just evidence everywhere of the meeting first being created, the meeting being accepted by Aaron, and then the meeting being declined by, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. There's evidence of the meeting being created by myself, Aaron's acceptance of the meeting in my inbox where it says, thank you, I'll be there, my cancellation of the meeting, and Aaron's response and acknowledgement of, hey, thanks for the heads up. See you around. I'll see you whenever you're next available. And of course, if you go over here to the sent items folder,
S level 1, S schedules, S search folder, S sent items.
you'll
Enter.
see
List box.
here at the top.
Home. Windows up. Group by meeting cancellation. Meeting request. Reminder as reminder. Aaron Hoffman. Test meeting 26/1/20.
You'll see my initial request
Meeting cancellation.
and my cancellation. So there's a paper trail all over the place.
Inbox. Enter.
When I sent a request and when I sent the cancellation, I sent those to Aaron, which were sent as emails, which were sent to your sent items folder in your mailbox. So all of this can be cobbled together and you can create a very, very airtight package of paper that clearly indicates when a meeting was created, for whom it was intended to, when it was canceled, the acknowledgement of receipt and cancellation. It's all there. You just got to know where to look, and you got to know that something you send goes to the sent folder and something you accept goes to the calendar, vice versa. That's essentially the calendar in a nutshell. You can do much more complicated things, again, like creating series of recurring events and other wonderful things of that nature. But for basic office management or just simple managing either events in an office or planning functions, church attendances and appointments for your kids and yourself and other things of that nature, or just simply planning out the layout of a study day. All of that can be done right there on your calendar and using the calendar and the to-do list. And it's very simple. As always, these handouts, because of the screen share, I'm not able to show them to you live, but they are absolutely available upon request. These handouts will be uploaded along with the actual recordings, if I recall correctly. If they are not, please don't hesitate to either email myself at eric.cfuentes@austinlighthouse.org or Aaron Hoffman at aaron.hoffman@austinlighthouse.org, and we will get those to you, either the handout or the recording. But the recordings are up to date now, and I am quite sure that this recording will be up on the archive before the end of the week. The recordings can be found at austinlighthouse.org under the Training Employment Services tab. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. My name is Eric Cifuentes with Aaron Hoffman. I want to thank Miss Dr. Laura Miller from Northwest Eye Cares for bringing us so many clients and for sticking with us from the first webinar. I also want to thank each and every one of you for checking us out live on these Tuesday evenings, and to anyone checking us out in the future on the archive. If you guys are interested in any form of classes or just consultation for assistive technology, the number is 512-647-4625, or email myself or Aaron. For Aaron Hoffman and the Travis Association for the Blind, I want to thank you all for joining us. We will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Alt F4, upper home.
Good night.